Welcome to the Girl Club, Unfiltered, with Brit and Loz.
This is your weekly catch-up on all things training, lifestyle and performance.
With plenty of unfiltered chats along the way.
Enjoy!
Okay guys, hello and welcome back to the Girl Club Unfiltered. So, I was tossing up on what to talk about today. I was thinking about, should we talk about prep? I'm still a little bit far out from actual show day, so I still feel pretty okay. So I won't dive into that today. But I have a couple of questions I did see on Instagram, so I'm going to answer those at the end. And if you have any questions, please make sure to give them to us through our Instagrams or on Spotify. I thought I would just talk about the results and the truth that no one wants to hear in regards to your results, and the fact that, you're not stuck, you're just being inconsistent, and the truth that you need to hear because, I don't know, again, just relating this back to some type 1 diabetes, but also just general pop girlies out there as well who are just trying all of these different things and not finding that they're getting where they want to be. This is for you because, you're not stuck. You're just being inconsistent. You're being lazy. And until you fix that, I'm sorry, but nothing is going to change, okay? I've been a coach and in the industry for, like I said, 2 years in the last one, nearly 3. And I've heard a lot of things that are like, I've tried everything. What have you tried? You've tried keto, you've tried intermittent fasting. How about just trying a calorie deficit and actually sticking to it? Because I guarantee it's gonna help, right? Your body just doesn't respond. What do you mean your body just doesn't respond? Again, are you binge eating at night? Are you tracking your food? Your body is responding. You're just not giving it the time to respond. How are you tracking this response as well? Are you tracking your clothing? Are you taking measurements? Are you taking photos? Because all of those things are going to help you get to where you want to be. How are you tracking this? You don't have time. You keep falling off and you need to be more motivated. Okay, you don't have time. I get this a lot as well, and I do understand there are some situations where you may not have time, you may have kids, it may be overwhelming, you might work full-time, your partner might work full-time. However, that's not the end-all or be-all. You do have time somewhere. It doesn't have to be every single day. It doesn't have to be for an hour. It could be half an hour. It could be 20 minutes. You go out for a quick little walk, you go do something, and you just make the time. Okay? If the goal is that important to you and it's that much of a priority, like you say that it is, you will find the time to do it. Okay? Again, you keep falling off and you need to be more motivated. You keep falling off because you don't have a coach and you need to be more motivated. Well, I'm sorry, darling. Motivation is not always going to be there. Okay? I'm literally in prep right now. Do you think I'm motivated every single freaking day? No, I am not. If I could just lay in bed and just chuck on Netflix and just watch TV all day, eat my food, get minimal steps, I probably would. But also I love my body and I love moving. So I also get off my ass and I go do things because it's not me being motivated, but it's me being disciplined and it's me striving towards a goal. And I had that goal in my mind. I had that vision. And that is why I'm getting up and I'm moving my body and I'm getting my butt to that gym. Also, my pre-workout meal is pretty freaking good. So that helps because I'm like, oh my God, I actually really want to eat this meal and I'm going to get up and I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to have a really, really good session. That's it. I'm not motivated every single day. As much as I say that I could be, I'm not. To be plain and simple, I am not motivated every single day. And I go and I do what I need to do because I know it's going to get me towards my goal. Okay? Anyways. So the one as well is where you're inconsistent. Okay? So you say you've got a goal, you really, really, really want it, and you do good Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you're tracking all of your food, you're hitting your calorie deficit, you're hitting your protein, you're hitting your sessions, smashing it, but then you have a big weekend. You go out Friday night, you have a couple bevies, you stay in bed all Saturday because you're hungover, you go out for another night on Saturday, have some more bevies, then you're in bed all Sunday again because you're hungover. You blow out. That's not keeping you in your deficit, and that's bringing you right back up to where your maintenance is, if not a surplus, okay? And if you don't know, alcohol is its own macro. It's its own source of energy. It's a toxin, and your body wants to get rid of it first. So basically, your body's going to use all of your alcohol that's in your body for energy first before it touches your fats and your carbs, okay? So if you have a big weekend, or if you are constantly drinking alcohol, your body literally has no other source of energy available to use. So you doing your Stairmaster think, yeah, I'm gonna, burn some calories and lose some fat on the Stairmaster after my big weekend. I'm going to sweat out the alcohol. That's literally all you're doing, is you're just using the alcohol as your energy source. I'm sorry, that's not going to get you to your goal. Just to be hard. Another one that I've seen is like you train really, really hard for a few weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you're smashing it. Yep, in the gym, cool, yep, smashing it. And then you have a full week or two off because you feel burnt out, or because you don't have that motivation anymore, or because you just can't be bothered. Okay? If you want something, you need to be consistent at it, and you need to be consistently going to the gym and consistently living heavy and, tracking that progressive overload that you should be hitting. And when I say progressive overload, I don't mean just add 2 kilos on every other week. I mean, are you training until failure? And are you progressing in your weights or your reps or your tempo every single week to make sure that you are progressively overloading? These are just some things this is legit what inconsistency looks like. And I've seen it. Tracking sometimes as well. Tracking your food just sometimes. Tracking it for 2 weeks and think you now know what your portion sizes look like and how much protein you're hitting, and you think you can do it. And then you're like, oh, I'm just going to eat intuitively now. I'm sorry. I've been tracking my food for years. And not just only because it helps me with my type 1 diabetes. Again, I do track my carbs because I need to know how much insulin I'm going to be having. But hitting my protein, I want to make sure that I am hitting the correct amount of protein that I need to be hitting to maintain my muscle, to build my muscle, and to be smashing out my sessions. Also, protein's just going to make me feel full. I'm not going to be reaching for the chocolate in the cupboard at the end of the night and going for those little binge snacky snacks because I've been eating protein and I'm no longer hungry. And that's one thing. If you're not tracking your food and you're not making sure that you're hitting your targets and you're just guessing most of the time, that is also another downfall. You may turn around to me and say, oh, but I don't actually eat that much. I just eat an egg and toast for breakfast with some butter, and I just have like a chicken breast for lunch, and then for dinner I just have like some chicken and salad. Okay, that's really, really cool, but you're eating like a 2-year-old child. You're not eating like a full-grown woman who needs 130 grams of protein, like minimum, and carbs to just be a human and all those kinds of things. So like if you're not tracking and you're not hitting your targets, how do you know that you're progressing? It's one that I get so much. Oh, but I'm not eating that much. Yeah, but you're also not eating like an adult. Just think about that one as well. Changing plans too often. Now, this is a big one. I personally am on a 12-week block. I like the 12, but obviously I get a bit bored by the end of the 12. I've been doing it for 3 months. I do like 8 to 10. I like that. That's a good block. However, if you're changing your plan every 2 weeks because you're bored, you're not going to get the results that you're looking for because you're just changing too often. It's like, oh, I did a week on this. Okay, I'm cool. I'm going to change it for next week. No, 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 no. You need to keep the same block. Perfection comes with consistently doing the same thing. You might get a bit bored. That's okay. Just do it anyway. Again, it just reiterates how important is your goal? How much do you want that goal? And just stick with it. Again, tying in with type 1 diabetes, like you can't be inconsistent. Like your health is literally depending on you being consistent, because if you just fall off for a little bit, then yeah, so be it, whatever. No, it's not that. It's literally your health now. Again, with alcohol, sorry, just tying back into like my last potty that I did, that's another thing that they don't really say. They just say to you, don't drink alcohol. It's just better if you don't. However, we are still going to drink alcohol because we are humans and we want to party a little bit. It's again finding the right things and knowing that alcohol is going to spike your sugar and then you're going to drop, which is going to affect you over the next day and the next day. So just keep that in mind. And again, tying myself back in here, if you need help with that, let me know. I would love to help. Letting your emotions dictate your actions as well. Okay, I've seen the emotion eating. I've seen the bags of lollies, the blocks of chocolate. If I let my emotions every single day dictate my actions, I again tell you, I probably wouldn't get up and go do my cardio, because I don't like cardio and because I just don't feel like it. But again, if I was sad and because I'm like, oh, I'm just sad today, I'm not going to go move my body, then I'm just going to feel worse. And don't let that don't let that stop you. Like, you're not going to feel like it every single day. I definitely don't. You can't be inconsistent, because that's where your discipline is built in. Like, you need to be doing something, because that's where your discipline comes from, right? And that's where you get your results. Okay? A thing as well, like why people actually stay stuck in the position that they're in is because they focus on the wrong problem. Okay? Someone might want fat loss, someone might want like to build muscle. Okay, that's great, but first let's actually look at your habits. What are your habits? How much water do you drink per day? How much is your daily movement? How much do you sleep? What's your screen time? All those kinds of things. So what you want to do is you want to look for your actual problem. Like, what is your problem here? It might be too much screen time, which means you're not getting enough sleep, which means your recovery is poor, which means you're not performing well in the gym, which means that you're not hitting your targets, you're not hitting your goal, that kind of stuff. It all just comes hand in hand. And I wish that more people like understood that as well. And they go looking for new plans instead of fixing their behavior. Again, if you're 2 weeks into a block and you go, oh, I'm not losing any weight, the plan's not working. No, okay, let's look at your behavior. Let's look at what you're doing. It's your behaviors and your habits, okay? And also, people don't like discomfort. I don't like discomfort, and you're not going to want to stay in a place where you feel uncomfortable. However, you're going to feel much more comfortable on the other side of that discomfort, okay? 30 minutes of uncomfortableness on the Stairmaster or the bike is going to make you feel more comfortable in 2 weeks' time, because you're sticking to the plan and you're doing you're doing what you need to be doing, basically, okay? Like, it's okay to be uncomfortable, because you need to think about your goal and where you want to be. So like, if you're going through a build phase and you're trying to put on lots of muscle, hell yeah, let's do it. But you're going to get uncomfortable. Like, your clothes might feel a little bit tight. You might feel like, oh, I'm a little bit pudgy over the edges. Yeah, that's going to happen. I'm sorry, but it is going to happen. And again, you just need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's what I would recommend there. And that's generally why like people will stay stuck. Again, you need to look at the problem, your habits, and fixing your behavior. That's it. Okay. Also, people need to make some sort of a shift. Okay. So like in prep, obviously it's a bit different to everyday person. Unfortunately, I am chasing pretty much perfect weeks. I'm trying to tick all the boxes, tick my steps, tick my cardio, my sessions, my food, sleep, all that kind of stuff. However, if your goal is just fat loss, you need to stop chasing perfect weeks, because again, it's not about being perfect. It's about doing something consistently to see the results. Okay, stop chasing those perfect weeks. Stop chasing the number on the scale, because you're going to fluctuate, especially as a woman. You're going to fluctuate, but you just need to focus on the bigger picture. Okay, and by doing that, you're going to be building your non-negotiables. Okay, your non-negotiables can include things like, okay, I'm going to hit my 10,000 steps every day, my 12,000 steps every day. I'm going to get up. I'm going to take the dog for a walk before I have breakfast. I'm going to eat before I have coffee, because I know coffee is going to spike my cortisol and that's going to make me feel sluggish. I'm going to put my phone down an hour before I go to bed, or I'm going to read a book, and just build some non-negotiables. And what you want to do is you don't want to build them all 100 at a time, because you're not going to do the 100 at a time. Let's be real. What you want to do is just build just a couple of things. Okay, habits that you want to do. Okay, one habit, I'm going to drink 2 liters of water every day. Let's pair that with, I'm going to cook 3 main meals and have 2 high protein snacks. Okay, do that. And then what you do is you write that down every single day. You keep going until you no longer think about that. Until every single day you're hitting your 2 liters and you're eating your five foods without even thinking about it. And then you move on to your next little habits that you want to create. Okay, it's just about doing those things consistently and non-negotiably. That will eventually all add up and get you to where you want to be. And it's all also about doing the basics consistently. So again, the basics being your steps and your water and your food and your protein and just going to your sessions. It's about doing them consistently. And I know a lot of people say consistency is key. Well, newsflash, guys, it is the freaking key. Okay, do it consistently. Do it on the days you don't feel like it. Do it on the days that you do feel like it. Do it on the days you're happy, sad, angry, whatever. Okay, just do it anyway. Basically, what Nike says, just do it. Okay, guys. And accept that progress is slower than what you think. Okay, I get this a lot too. So much. I get people say, oh, I haven't changed. I haven't dropped a whole clothing size. I look the same. Blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, what? What do you mean? Man, you've just lost 15 kilos. Doesn't matter that you haven't dropped a clothing size yet. For sure you have, but you've just lost 15 kilos and you're more active and you're coming to sessions and group classes and doing your own sessions and stuff like that. Except that, dropping a clothing size might take just a little bit longer, okay? Also, you have changed. Oh my God. Look at photos from a year ago and look at photos from now. That's why photos are the absolute best thing. Photos, measurements, not just the number on the scales. But you just also have to accept it is slower, okay? You can't compare yourself to an athlete, a Gymshark athlete, who has been training for 15 years to you who's been training for 2. You can't compare yourself to the Arnold competitors in the Arnold freaking Mr. Olympia, comps, when they're training and consistently tracking. And again, it's probably taken them 15 years to get to where they are. You don't win your pro card on your first show. And if you look, you're like, oh, I've been training for 6 months. That's nothing compared to how long they have been training, okay? Just accept it. Stop complaining. Just accept it. Again, you're going to get there. Moving forward is still moving forward. Okay, guys? And just make the basics practical, okay? Steps, your training frequency, and your food structure, okay? Practical, meal prep, okay? Just meal prep. It makes your life so much easier. You don't have to think about what you're eating. It's already done for you. Chuck it in the microwave, heat it up. Bob's your uncle. Let's go, okay? You don't need to be crazy about it, okay? It's super, super easy. Some things are just, I feel like people make it harder than what they actually need to be. And it's really, really not that hard, okay? A lot of people will expect fast results and they go all in and then they burn out. And then you wonder why you've burnt out, because you've just gone 100 miles an hour, okay? You don't need to go 100 miles an hour. You don't need to go from 0 to 100 to get where you want to be, because you're going to fail. I'm sorry, but you will fail, okay? And again, by not accepting that progress just takes a little bit longer, you are expecting fast results. If you want fast results, you can get them. However, they will not be sustainable for you and your lifestyle, okay? If you're out here dropping 2 kilos a week, every single week, that's fantastic. However, you're probably losing a lot of muscle, which you do not want. And it's just you're going to put it back on just as quickly, okay? You need to think about where you are. So like, for example, you're sitting there and you're a bit overweight. How long has it taken you to get here? If it's taken you 2 years to get to this point, don't think it's going to take 2 weeks for you to get back to where you were, okay? It's going to take just as long to get back. It's about building a lifestyle. It's about building those daily habits and then getting to that point and staying there, but not having to stop your life to do so, okay? Like, they don't have guidance either. These people that are failing probably don't have any guidance, or they just pay for a training plan and they don't actually pay for a coach, okay? There's a difference between a personal trainer and a coach. I am both. A personal trainer gives you an exercise and tells you what to do, but a coach will give you a plan and teach you how to do that plan. They will guide you through it. They will, be there for your, be there to support you, motivate you. Like, basically what a coach is your motivation on the days that you don't want to do it. Send a message to your coach, be like, Coach, I'm sorry, but I don't want to do it today. And they're going to be like, get your fat ass up and go to the gym, basically. Well, not that, but like, to be blunt, yeah. Like, you need guidance, guys. As much, like, I'm a PT, I'm a coach. I have a coach because 90% of the time I don't want to think about what I need to do in the gym. It's better. Someone's just got a plan for me. That's it. I go in and I do it. You need guidance, guys. That's why, okay? You just need some guidance, okay? And lastly, what I'm just going to quickly touch on is like the 5 pillars of real results, okay? So basically, just 5 very, very quickly because I'm running out of time here to keep talking. You're not seeing results, okay, because you're not training properly. If you're just in the gym, just sweating, that's not it, okay? More sweat doesn't equal better session. More sweat just means your body's trying to cool you down, okay? It's literally just your body's way of excreting water to cool you down, okay? Random workouts as well. Following TikToks, Instagrams, random workouts, not going to work. Again, that's where the guidance comes back in. That's where you need a structure and a plan to follow, okay? Nutrition is number 2. So again, you're not hitting perfection. It's an 80-20. So 80% whole foods, 20% soul foods, okay? Because obviously you still need the food that fuels your soul, whether it's a piece of chocolate or a donut, or you go out for dessert once a week or once a fortnight with your partner. You still need your soul food. I miss my soul food so much. But again, I'm thinking of the bigger picture. I'm thinking of it. I'm thinking up on stage and I'm going to freaking smash it. But I'm not going to lie. I miss my desserts. I still buy them for my partner and I'm like, I really want one, but I'm not doing it, okay? You need to be hitting targets like 90% of the time, okay? You need to be hitting, again, protein, super, super important. Carbs around your training, fats to help your hormones and your vitamins and your blood sugars stay level throughout the day. You need nutrition, okay? Again, like Loz and I have touched back on a few podcasts ago, it's like 80% nutrition, 20% training, okay? You can't out-train a bad diet. As much as you can try, you literally cannot out-train a bad diet, okay? Third is routine over motivation, okay? You need to set up a routine, a clear routine, so you know what your day looks like and you are prepared. So you wake up in the morning, you have your breakfast, you go for your walk, you come back, you do some work, or you get up, have breakfast, go to the gym, whatever. However your day may look, plan it out. Because if you are planned out and you have that routine, then you already know what your day looks like and you have no excuse. I'm sorry, but routine 100% over motivation. It doesn't matter. Fourth is recovery. Sleep, stress, steps, digestion, all of those kinds of things, they will also matter. Okay, at the moment, being in prep, I am having some digestion issues, which is not fun. It's making my weight not drop and it's frustrating me. Again, it's all in tune. It's stressing me out. My foot's stressing me out. My steps they're happening, but they're happening through pain because of my foot, and my sleep is fine because I'm not getting up at 5 a.m. in the morning. But it's all of these things that recovery really, really does matter, okay? You can't be in the gym 7 days a week and you can't be not prioritizing recovery. You need to recover because if you're not recovering, you're not adhering to yourself. Like, you're not taking care of yourself is what I should be saying. You're not taking care of yourself if you're not recovering, basically, okay? Adaptability is number 5. Things will go wrong, okay? You might have an injury. You might have some life stress. If you're a type 1 diabetic, you might have some high blood sugars. And people just tend to quit. They're like, it's too hard now. I have an injury. Grow the hell up and adapt. You work around it. And again, if you have a coach, they can help you with this adaptation and working around this injury or life stressor, or they can help you and give you some coping mechanisms or like some ways around it. Again, we're just not coaches. We're like therapists, and we are the person that you come to when things are happening. Okay? So please talk to us, your coach, because when things do go wrong, we want to be able to help you to adapt. Like, you don't want to just do it all by yourself. But in saying that, you also need to know that you need to adapt, okay? You can't just quit. If you quit, you get nowhere. You're one step further away from your goal, actually, okay? Being a type 1 diabetic, we have to adapt daily. Legit, we have to adapt every single day. Our sugars, our food. Again, if you're not on like a meal plan or a prep plan or anything like that, and you don't know what you're eating and when you're eating it, that's where things can go a bit haywire, which again brings back in the nutrition consistency, meal prepping. Just make it easy and practical for you. It doesn't have to be complicated. Like, it really, really doesn't have to be hard, and doesn't have to be boring either, okay? So pick a structure that you can stick to. If you can only train 3 days a week, just train 3 days a week, okay? Talk to your coach. Find a coach who can adapt with you, okay? If you can only do half an hour sessions, if you want to do full body, communicate that, okay? But pick a structure that you can stick to, okay? And stop restarting. Because every time you restart, you're actually falling off the wagon or falling off the horse, and then you've got to climb and get back on the horse, and it just makes your life harder, and it doesn't have to be hard, okay? Focus on weekly wins, guys, not daily perfection, okay? If you, at the end of the week on a Sunday night or if you're doing a Sunday reset where you're meal prepping and everything, think, okay, what are my weekly wins this week, okay? Because that's going to also like help so much, for sure. Weekly wins, okay? Not daily perfection. So sit there and think, okay, I did really, really good this week. I got all my steps in. Okay, all of my meal prep. I just had a little snack. I just had a square of chocolate instead of a whole block of chocolate. Like little things, okay? And please get support. Again, if you need the support, there's so many coaches. Like, literally, the industry is saturated with coaches. Get the support that you need, okay? Just finishing up on this bit here before I quickly jump into the questions before I finish up this episode. Changing your body isn't hard because it's complicated. It's hard because people don't stay consistent long enough, okay? You keep chopping and changing like everything I've just spoken about. It's not hard, okay? It's not complicated. Again, for type 1 diabetics, it's not complicated for us either. We just need a little bit more strategies, and we just need to stay consistent, okay? This is what I do with my clients. This is what I do with myself. This is what I want to do for new and oncoming clients as well, because you need to be consistent long enough, guys. That's basically it, okay? So that's my little episode for you guys on, I don't even know, I just talked about everything. So like why people are failing, what you need to do. I know I probably talk really, really fast. I'm sure there's an option to slow me down, but I just feel really, really passionate about everything that I do in terms of health and fitness, and I just want to get this out there. I could talk for so much longer. I really, really could. If you guys would like more solo episodes, let me know too. I mean, if you don't, that's fine. If you don't want to listen to my voice, that's fine, because I don't want to listen to it either. But I really, really enjoyed this solo episode. Sorry, now I'm just going to get up the quick question that I got off Instagram. So it was different types of dieting, example, intermittent or low carb, and what you've seen work for women. Okay, cool. Just very, very quickly on this. Different types of dieting. Look, it really depends on obviously your goal, but I always preach high protein and carbs and fats. So women, we obviously need fats for hormones, and we need carbs just for energy and to build our lean muscle, and protein to maintain that lean muscle and just to function and be and get that, like the hunger cues, like, you know what I mean? Especially when we're around our periods and stuff, like we're hungry. Don't cut all that stuff out, but just make sure that you're taking that into consideration, okay? So intermittent fasting is fine, but the way I see it is calories are still calories. Whether you're waiting until 12 p.m. to eat and you stop eating at 6 p.m., that's only 6 hours for you to get in all of your calories, 5 meals a day, like 5 meals, 3 meals and 2 snacks, right? So why would you wait till 12? If you can start eating at 7 or 8 a.m. and kickstart your metabolism for the day, you're going to feel so, so much better. Calories are calories, whether you eat them all. But see, again, if you eat them all in such a small window, you're going to have massive spikes of insulin and massive spikes of energy to use that you're not going to want to use, like that you can't use because there's just so much there, so much insulin, so much glucose going into your bloodstream. Like, it's, to me, intermittent fasting just doesn't really make sense. So yeah, what I've seen for women that works is obviously tracking your food. I wouldn't say like any specific diets. Again, it depends on your medical history as well. Like if you've got PCOS or if you've got insulin resistance or gluten intolerance and that kind of stuff as well. Just finding those foods that work for you. However, I always encourage high protein, tracking your food. Make sure you're hitting enough protein for your body, 1.6 to 1.8 grams per kilo of body weight, and ensuring that you're eating enough carbs as well, just to give you the energy that you need throughout the day. But thank you for that question. I love talking about food. Like, I'm very, very passionate about it. Again, because there's so much out there. Thank you for your question. If you have any more questions, please drop them. Love to answer them. Hopefully I'm back in next week with Loz, get some more podcasts done for you guys. So please leave us some questions. That would be super appreciated. Anyways, I had fun today. Sorry for my yapping. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you're still here, thank you so much. I love you. Have a great week, and thank you to Bella Vista Hotel for letting me use their podcast studio. It's been a blast. Maybe I'll just come in and do some more podcasts for myself just to put them in the bank. Who knows? Anyways, have a great week. Love you. Oh my God. Bye.